Hey Tubes, I'm alone today. All the guys are at work or school or whatever, and this is that Ottawa engine that our buddy Jimmy sent, a little racer, and he hasn't been able to get to it because he's been working on that boat motor of his. So the only thing they got to do to get this running is, you see that hole right there? It should be an igniter. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a plate and put a spark plug in there for a little racer. And then maybe make a trip mechanism. But there was a gasket on there, and I'm going to use the holes for a template, only because they're perfect. Usually whoever makes a gasket don't make them as nice as that, you know. The rest of it's all cattywampus and goofy looking, but I'm going to use these bolt holes as a template. But anyway, this engine here, Jimmy sent this to him. And like I say, it needed an igniter and a few other things. It didn't have an oiler, but Jimmy sent him an oiler, a rebuilt oiler here. It's a nice one too, real nice. Michigan, the guy rebuilt it and everything, whoever sold it to him. And that goes there. We're gonna have to get a bushing because that's an 1/8 inch. It's got an 1/8 inch pipe thread on the end there, and the hole here is 1/4 inch. But bushing is no problem. But he also sent him a spark plug wire and a spark plug connector there. And also, Jimmy didn't like the way the head gasket looks, so he actually sent him a piece of gasket material. It's nice, thick, rubbery stuff here, but I'm sure Racer appreciates that, Jimmy. I know I do. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some corners. Instead of making that plate from scratch, I was able to find a washer that was close enough for me to use. Let me take it. Here's another engine Jimmy sent us. Here's a Nelson Brother Little Jumbo. He sent that to Little Racer. And there's the Alamo, and got all kinds of engines laying around here. Here's another Nelson Brother that Jimmy sent me. And I'm working on that one, finding parts and stuff. But this is something else that's wrong with Racer's engine. These are the governor weights. They look like little ducks. And this one here is broken. And it's actually missing the center piece. See the way that goes there? That would go like that, and then this little duck head, it's missing the center piece there. But I was able to find something very close. You know, they're not identical, but it's close enough that we can make it work with a little cutting and grinding on it. And they look like the same weight, but like if you see the heads here, it's about an 1/8 inch wider. So I think if we trim that up, we can make that work. All right, here's the washer I was using. I needed a 3 inch round plate, but this here is a 1/4 inch. I usually like to make them out of 3/8, like on this Alamo here. You see how thick that is? That's 3/8 thick. That's what we're going to make, but we're going to make a round one for him. So this is only going to be temporary till he either gets an igniter or we make another plate. But I'm just going to make this just so he can get going. It's already got a hole in the middle, so you got to drill it out and tap it. But I think that'll be substantial enough to get him going. Let me drill that up and see if we can get it to work. Yeah, Little Racer's been working on this thing. He was able to acquire a crank and some rods and pistons for it, really cheap. So he's still working on that. That's why he hasn't been able to get to the Ottawa. Plus, he's been helping me a lot. I've been rebuilding my shed, replacing the rotten wood and stuff like that. So the least I could do is help the little fella and try to get him a spark plug plate here. That shouldn't be too much trouble. Alright, I made him a little spark plug plate there, so that's one less thing he has to do. And then his oiler. I put his oiler on, I just had to put a reducer on it. Or bushing, whatever you call them. Now he has to decide where he wants to put the trip mechanism. And once he does that, he can probably start this thing right up. Alright, we'll see what he wants to do when he gets here.